It is done. You said, I believe. You said, it is done. Can you help me sing? Yes, you did. You said, it is done. You said it. I believe. You said. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us for Save for Life Cancer Talk Radio. And today we're going to be with my partner, Karen Allen. Okay. Say something, Karen.
Hello.
Hello. Thank
Hi.
you. Thank you so much. And today our discussion is how to prepare for your doctor's appointment, right? How to prepare for your doctor's appointment. So you've just been diagnosed with cancer and you don't know the questions to ask, you're overwhelmed, you're, feeling lost, you're feeling anxious. What comes to mind? What should I ask? What should I ask my doctor? How did you feel, Karen, the first time that you heard that you had cancer?
The first time I was like 30 years ago, the first time they were unaware of a, and I was in the service and they had provided me with a notebook so that I went there. The only question I had was, what was my treatments? What was the name? Because my daughter had previously just passed of neuroblastoma, and about 2 months later, I had the breast cancer. So I had a journal. I learned from being with her to have a journal, and I only asked questions about my protocol, what it would be like. I didn't think of any other questions at that time.
Right. Okay. I know when they first told me, I didn't have the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. I was 26 years old. I wasn't thinking about a question, and I was like so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to say except, can you repeat that? Because I know you didn't just say that. Are you talking to the right person? You sure it's Travis? Sure, this is for some older woman? Because I'm just too young for this stuff. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. How about you, Colette? What's the first thing that came to your mind when you heard?
Well, Cheryl, as you've been on this journey with me, just overwhelmed the first time. Even though it runs in my family, my mom had it. Disbelief, shock, fear, trembling, and call my family, tell my mom and my sister. I didn't know what to believe. Is this a mistake? I was in denial and shock, I guess.
Okay. All right. So we're all in the same place. Nobody really thought about a question, right? Mm-hmm. So this is why I'm so excited about doing what we're doing right now. And thank you so much, Karen. Thank you for having one of our sisters on the show with us as well too. And just to be able to share and get this information out. So me and Karen will be going over the questions and everything. And I hope that this helps. I hope that this really gives you something that you can use and something to think about when this happens to you. And unfortunately, if it does happen to you and you need this information. So, okay. Okay. So we'll take turns.
Cheryl, I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you mind if I record this, or can you give me this in case I need to share this with anyone?
It's gonna be uploaded. So you'll be able to go to Save for Life.
Oh, good.
Cancer Talk Radio, and you'll be able to listen to this whole thing right there with all the
Great.
information. Okay, so
Thank you.
you're welcome. Before the appointment, this is some of the suggestions that we should do. So we'll take turns reading it, Karen. I'll read and you read.
Okay.
All right. Okay, number one, write down everything that is on your mind. Okay. While not every question can be addressed at the first visit, this will help you get your thoughts in order and give you a solid starting point. Okay. And I believe that that's definitely, we got to do that. Write it down what you're thinking. Ask a friend or a family member to come with you on the second visit, to be a second part of eyes, as well as the first visit, the first and second visit, to be your, to listen in. Because after a while, you probably don't even hear what's going on, but somebody else there can be of help to you. Okay. When to schedule your appointment, ask if there is a cancer patient navigator available to provide support, information, and assistance, either during the appointment or afterwards. Okay. And
Okay.
number 4.
You want me to read?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 4, in order to make it through the consultation, the oncologist you're meeting with should have all your reports and other requests and materials. This includes copies, scans, X-rays, MRIs, CAT scans, or other imaging tests that were done, and the pathology slides if a biopsy was performed. So, and also you can get the whole pathology report too. It's very helpful. Number 5, bring any medicines you take, including over-the-counter pain relievers, vitamins, herbs, and supplements. And the next question would be number 6, bring someone with you to take notes and listen as well. Very smart, very important too. And number 7, download an app to your phone and to record the conversation with your doctor, especially if you're alone.
Yeah, I wanted Colette to highlight on this one right here, because she told me about this app as well. So I'm so grateful that she's here. So what's the name of that app, Colette?
The app is called Abridge, and it's a free app. You can download it in the Play Store. It works with if you have an Apple or an Android. It's basically an app that all you'd have to do is press record. It's like, before your appointment, and it basically transcribes records your conversation, and it'll transcribe and pull any medical terms. So if you just say something, and like if you're alone and you don't have time to write down notes, and it'll say like mammogram, and you can refer back to the recording, and it helps you with your with medical terms, with things, reminders you can set, things to ask the doctor. It's a great app.
Thank you, Colette. I'm so grateful that you told me about this app, because I was so excited about it. Tell us how it worked out for you. What was the whole process of when you downloaded the app?
It really worked well. Again, you can go to the Google Play Store, or you can even Google it on your phone. Just press download. I have an Android phone. It was user friendly. Basically, it just worked like it's a little, open up the app before your appointment. You can usually ask the staff, is it okay if I record this? And I'm sure, they wouldn't have a problem with it. Just record it. And it worked really well. It transcribed my whole, everything clearly, what I was saying, what the doctor was saying, any staff that may come in and out. So it's a record there. And again, you can refer back to it, and it helps you with the details, and it picks up on any medical terminology. So you can refer back to it, just say the doctor uses a term you don't understand, right? Like metastasized. I didn't understand my cancer had metastasized, which is basically spread to different parts of my body. And you can, it'll help you look that up or ask your doctor for future reference. So it's really helpful, and it's free.
Oh, I love that already. I love the fact that working with you as your cancer patient navigator, you was able to play it. You played it for me so that I can
Mhm.
hear. You
Oh,
played
right.
it
That's
so I
right.
can
Yes.
hear. Yes, I was
Yes.
asking you questions about the visit because you went by yourself, and you played it for me. I was able to hear the conversation of the doctor. I could even hear him walking away while he was talking.
Right. And I can, like, I put my sister down. I sent her invitation to install it on her phone too. So she has access to my recordings, and that's all free too. Just
Wow,
say like how you're my navigator. I could have asked, Cheryl, can you download it too? And it'll the same recording I have on my phone regarding my visit will be on your phone. So you say, hey sis, did you ask the doctor about this? Or because you have more experience. So
wow.
it's great.
So can you email it? Can you email
Sure.
that information to somebody else as well? It comes
Hmm.
in a form of a document.
Yeah, it keeps it like a document, like like a regular text message or a note on your phone, and it's free. And I usually just ask clear with the staff before, because sometimes they have a problem with your recording. The nurse or the doctor say, "Hey, I'm going to be recording this visit," because I used to record anyway because my sister's out of state, but
Mm,
this app helps me even more.
wow, fantastic. Thank you for teaching me that.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
everything you do.
sharing that. That was great. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. You want to continue with this one? Karen, you take it through. I'll take it through.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the following question, at the appointment asks, what kind of cancer do I have? It is a type or a rare one. Can it be cured or controlled?
Good question.
The que-
Wow.
Is it common? Good question. Go
Mhm.
ahead. Mhm.
What stage is it and what does it mean? Those are very good. Those two are major. Um, because fortunately, when I was in the army, they had all that broken down the first time. So um, it was a lot of paperwork and a lot of information, but it helped me to walk out of there with the idea of what I was going to be dealing with. So those two are very important to the audience. Write that down and remember that. Okay. Have to undergo any further diagnosis tests before we begin the treatment.
Mm,
Very should I see a specialist?
Sorry.
Uh, and options. When do I start treatment? Very good question also.
mhm.
Or a combination of treatments would you recommend and why? Now, this is number 6. When you're a breast cancer patient, they gave me a whole book both times.
Mhm.
This time, and it included alkaline diet, which was very important, and the number 2 nutrition. So
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
um, where can I receive treatment? At my local facility or further away? Very good question too. What are the benefits of the treatment?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. What are the benefits from the treatment? I don't even remember. I remember saying how is this going to help me? But you're thinking automatically, you think, okay, so does this mean it's going to kill me? The benefits, that's what you're looking for. Is this going to make the tumor shrink? So,
Right.
so unless they're telling you that this is going to cure you, you're not really thinking about what are the benefits from it. That's probably not some of the questions that you want to say. You just want to just get that's probably not something that comes to everybody's mind. You just want to know, can it be treated? And what's going to happen with this treatment? But the benefits from it is something that, definitely we should ask. I love these questions. Colette, you want
Yeah.
to
Sure.
go ahead?
Where would you like me to start reading?
Number 8.
Okay, number 8. How will treatment affect my daily routine? Can I continue to work through treatment? Number 9. Will treatment impact my fertility? If so, is there anything I can do to protect my ability to have children in the future? Number
Okay.
10.
Let me
Okay.
just stop you right there for
Oh,
1 minute.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. The show we did with Amanda, and Amanda was explaining about how they froze her eggs,
Hmm.
how they caught it in time and they froze her eggs because they told her she wasn't going to be able to have kids. And she actually explained it. And that was living with cancer as a young adult. She actually explained that procedure when everybody don't have that option. So this is really great to know in advance, will the treatment impact your fertility or not? And then what should you do? What can you do? If it will, at that time, is there anything you could do to reserve your eggs or whatever type of procedures that they might have that might help you to be able to have a kid? My doctor was, you need to get pregnant now.
Wow.
That was my doctor. You need to get pregnant now, right today. I'm like, wow. Oh, okay. Can I order that? That was his way to let me know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You could keep going. Go right ahead.
Okay, so I'm up to number 7. Number 8 I read. No, number 10 I'm up to. What should I do if I developed a new symptom after I begin treatment? Wow. 11. What types of side effects or impact will each option have on me and my lifestyle?
Okay, stop right there.
Okay.
Anybody have something to add to that?
I have something to add to number 8.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to go back. Will my treatment affect my daily routine? Can I continue to work through treatment?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and I am on hormone therapy. I'm not on thank goodness chemo or radiation. It doesn't look like I'll need it. I started my second tier hormone, and it's affecting my not only work, daily life, just living alone. So
Mm-hmm.
these are really important questions. I know number 8 for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. All of these. Number 10 too. If I should I develop a new symptom after I begin treatment? I started my second tier treatment, and the symptoms are unbearable. I had to stop it. So I have to call my oncologist for advice, my internist, to let them know immediately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know for number 11, where it says what types of side effects or impact will each option have on my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Please remember, this was just so crazy, okay? Because you don't even think about none of this stuff, and it doesn't really matter at one point, though. But the little things, it don't matter to the doctors, but the little things might matter to us. Ask, even though sometimes the treatment is so strong that all your hair is going to fall out, okay? But sometimes the treatment, all your hair don't fall out, okay? It depends on how you take care of it. And sometimes, you don't have to lose your hair then at that particular time.
Right.
Me being a woman, because these are woman questions, you ask the doctor, he's like, who cares about hair? That's what he's thinking, like, really? Your hair? You can grow that back. But for me, nobody told me, you need to ask, how long does these treatments stay in my body? Okay? Because chemo and radiation stays in your body for a few years, right?
Wow.
I'm not specific on the exact amount of time, but I decided after I finished chemo and radiation, I wanted to do the blonde thing. Okay.
Everything fall out.
I just wanted to because my hair didn't come out. My hair didn't come out during chemo and radiation. I had somebody come and she would put the love cream in my hair, and she saved my hair. My hair never fell out during chemo and radiation. Wow. It never fell out at all. But 2 years later, I finished treatment and I was feeling really good about myself. And I was like, oh, thank God, I survived. I want to do the blonde thing. I want to do the blonde thing, girl. I went to do the blonde thing. Never ask the doctor how long it stays in my body, and can I dye my hair? Can I perm my hair? Can I braid my hair? Okay.
Right.
As soon as I got ready to do the blonde thing, I was pulling handful of my hair out of my hair. All of my hair was coming off of my head, and my hair was down my back, and all of it was coming out. And I was traumatized at that moment. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, I had to call up people. I had to call people to talk to me, to pray with me. And the sister told me, she was like, okay, sis, okay, calm down. The Lord giveth, the Lord take it away. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. But I never asked those questions. What can I do with my hair? What about my nails? Can I braid my hair? No. When you are going through treatment, you should not comb braid your hair. And us as African American women, minority women, we want to do the quick fix. You want to quickly braid in corn braids. You want to braid in single plaits, those little small single braids in your hair. You are pulling from your scalp. You are pulling your hair away from your scalp. So with all that chemical and stuff in your hair, you're pulling your scalp back. It's like going to the beauty parlor, and I don't want to call out, what population does this, but you go to the beauty parlor and your hairline is here, and you've been going to the same beauty parlor getting braids for about a year, and now your hairline has moved back because they braid so tight. And when you leave, you feel like you got brain damage. You can barely hold your eyes open. So, if doctor diagnosed you and he says you're going to have treatment, no, do not run and corn braid your hair at the beauty parlor. If you want to braid it, you braid it gently in bigger braids, not small little braids. Now, this might not affect everybody, but anywhere you go to a beauty parlor or a beautician salon, they'll tell you pulling from the scalp is not good at all. And when I went to the beauty parlor, I asked them, do you ask people before you bleach their hair, are they on any type of medications that might affect them, or are you having any treatments that might affect you or might take out your hair? They don't ask you none of that stuff. I came in as I'm a cancer patient and I want to have my hair blonde. I haven't had treatment in so and so time. She was like, oh, don't worry about it. But because she don't know. They don't know. They don't know. But you shouldn't do the blonde thing. You shouldn't bleach your hair. You should wait, ask your doctor when I can bleach my hair. I'm thinking about putting a perm in. When will be a good time to do that? Because you need to know how long to wait. Okay, you need to know these are chemicals that you're putting into your hair. You need to know how long should I wait before I do this. It's traumatic for your scalp when you're having treatment and you're going through chemo and radiation, so definitely talk to your doctors. I want Karen to put emphasis on the fact that how she took care of her hair during her treatment.
Oh yeah, the first time I expected all my hair to come out because I watched my daughter, her hair just lifted out of her head before, but I had the same treatment, cis platinum, breast leg, and a few things. Only one side came out in my first treatment, and I did a haircut because that was back in the day in '89. Now this time I had the alkaline, hermicin, or I forgot the name of it, but and I take a national now, but it lifted out of my head quickly. But I used a product from a young lady, and the oil grew back quickly. It took me 9 months to grow my other dreads. My hair is actually twisted now, but it's in the middle of my back. It took me 9 other dreads where it was down my back. My hair grew back within 18 months this time. And it's crazy. I actually have a video of the growth. I recorded it so that people will know. It depends on how you treat your scalp, because the first time I didn't have a lot of questions. After chemo, I had chemo and radiation, and I did my hair. It would turn every color but the right color. So that's true about you gotta know. But now the treatment is not as harsh. They actually told me I could dye my hair, but I chose not to this time. And the other two, it definitely is just your hair have to certain things before you even think about dying. I didn't take a chance this time. I didn't want to, because I had a bad experience before. Like if I dyed my hair blue, black, it turned purple or green. It was crazy. But I had a henna right before I started treatment back in '89. Put in my hair. I don't know, it damaged the roots with hair I had. And like I said, I lost one side, the right side.
Mhm.
So I fell into the new haircut like pepper quickly, you know.
So
This time,
that's a whole other conversation too. We need to definitely talk about that hair care and how to take care of your hair and your
And I
skin
think
after cancer.
Also, this like with me, not only like hair loss, but the medication they gave me. Like I said, I live alone. I don't have a home health aide as yet. I couldn't function. I couldn't stand up. I was dizzy. You need sometimes they don't tell you, and they give you a choice, between medications. You really need to make sure if you don't tolerate it well, you have somebody there, in case, to help care for you also.
Mhm. So
said
true.
before the first time I worked all the way through the treatment until the last.
Wow.
Wow. Amen.
Wow.
That's a blessing right there. That is a
And you
blessing, girl.
you had children, Cheryl, right? You had to take care of your family. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, your girl, that's a whole nother conversation. We could touch those bases too as well, you know.
Mm.
But all that this is all a part of your lifestyle. It's a part
Mm-hmm.
of the lifestyle, you know. You could read the other two. Go ahead.
Okay. 12. Am I eligible for a clinical trial? Wow.
Mm,
13. Is there a genetic link to this type of cancer? Should my other family members get tested?
wow.
And I know for I got the BRCA, I believe, gene testing to see, if my mom needed when she passed, but when she was alive, and my sister immediately, because I have older sister and one sibling, and I did, to make sure,
Mhm.
if it's genetic, if they need to get tested also.
Amen. All right. So the clinical trials part, the clinical trial part, we're going to be interviewing. We're going to be doing an interview, a radio show on clinical trials. Clinical trials, minority people. I'm going to say that minority people do not
Mm-hmm.
have access and information to the clinical trials or know where to go and find it and have the
Wow.
resources to do so, the correct resources to do so. So we really want to put emphasis on that to let people know where it is. What can I expect? Am I eligible for it? Those are things that we should think about, you know. And just because the facility that I go to don't have a clinical trial for me, there might be one out there that you can look for yourself. There's websites, but we want to know
Mm-hmm.
the one you should go to. There's too much out there. And as far as the number 13, the genetic link, um, they are doing this study, whereas no matter what type of cancer you have, they are believing that there is a genetic link to that particular cancer. You know, it came from somewhere. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
just appear because you smoked or
Mm.
because you had HPV or because your mother had it. There's something in your body that can tell that you have this gene and you are most likely you're going to get that particular cancer. So they're working on that right now, and I think that they're already doing it. So that's so interesting to know about as well. Okay.
Okay.
Did it with my.
Karen, go ahead.
I was just saying they are doing it now.
Okay.
The army took Alicia at 11. Started mine the first time. I did
Mm-hmm.
experiment and I did it this time. My daughter and I both. She did not have the gene,
Mhm.
but probably came from my father. So they did the research and they got back to me. I think they sent me a copy. The first time, she didn't include it in her gene either. She's my only.
Mm-hmm.
When they did it this time, they've advanced so far. Is they did a hit that probably came even because he had a prostate. I had breast, but my mother had breast cancer. We were thinking it came from her. They said usually in a girl it's carried over from father, so it's something new. They so advanced,
Wow, wow. Okay. Was that the gene? You talking about the gene for breast cancer or a gene for any type of cancer in your body?
Cancer only. Breast cancer only.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. They're doing one for the gene that could for cancer anywhere in your body, any type of cancer. And I don't I have to look into that. And
That's not the BRCA, is it?
that's one of the
I had BRCA. Okay. I
Mhm.
think that's how I pronounce it, BRCA. I'm not sure.
I think that's it. That's it, right, Karen?
When I had was Brock. The first,
Yeah.
the military just did it. I don't know what it was called. They studied me for 11 years. They studied the truth.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. All right. Good to
Actually,
know.
service right here, Northwesterns. They have many programs on 28th Street. Is it Northwestern? I forgot. Is it Northwestern New York or anyway, the hospital on 28th Street? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. You can go ahead, Karen. You can finish that.
Okay, so we left off at number 14, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do now and going forward to keep myself in the best possible shape?
Mhm.
Information or support? What support resources are available here to help me cope with my diagnosis? And number 17, who shall I call if I have additional questions after I leave the office? Very good question.
Right, right. I should have
Yes.
had some questions.
Wow.
This is also good, even if you're diagnosed again. It doesn't matter. If you're diagnosed again, some of these questions I can still use with a second diagnosis as well. So that was really good. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and to say one thing before I forget, one thing I did learn this time is
Mm-hmm.
that they wouldn't give me radiation again. And I thought radiation was only a couple of 15 years because I had a bolus. I had like 30 days straight in a week.
Wow.
However, they said it's a lifetime of giving. Radiation is a lifetime of giving. I didn't know that. They didn't know that back then, I don't think. Because
Wow.
I don't, they said, oh, 5 or 10 years it'll be in your system. It is a lifetime radiation.
Wait,
That's
stop. Did you just say, you said that the radiation is in your body for a lifetime now?
Wow.
a gift that keeps giving. A Black doctor told me that too. I'm not prejudiced,
No
but she said,
wonder.
who
They
told
don't.
you? Told me she did my mastectomy this time. She said, girl, you can't have radiation again ever. It's the gift that keeps giving. It's in you.
Wow.
Are you serious? Wow. They told me
Wow.
I may need radiation for, but not for for pain because mine is in my spine, and they made recommended radiation for pain, but I don't think I'm gonna go that route. You know.
Now
It's
they don't give you. It also ask about the percentage. How much are you going to give me, and how
Okay.
long is it going to be a pill? How much for how long will I have to take?
Okay.
Some of
Yeah.
us take it for months, and some of us take it for weeks.
Yeah, my mom took it for months. She had stage 1.
I did not know that it was a lifetime now. So that affects your whole body. See,
It's amazing.
we knew that after you go through treatments, your body changes. We knew
Yes.
this. We knew this as women who have cancer. After you go
Okay.
through treatments,
You're
your
never the
body changes.
same.
You're never the same. No wonder you ain't never the same. No more.
Even mentally, they put me in menopause physically, mentally. It's affecting me. Not, you got,
We're not even gonna go there with
that's
the
a whole other
menopause.
avenue.
The menopause and the chemo brain.
Okay.
They used to say chemo brain wasn't real. I was like, no, wait a minute,
It's
though.
a thing.
You can't tell me it's not real. But then they
It's
did
a
studies
thing.
on it and they found out that it is real.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not crazy. Thank you.
Because I was like, wait a minute, you can't tell me I'm not thinking slower and it's taking me more time to do things and I need to write down stuff. Don't try and throw that age stuff for me because I was still young then.
Okay.
So that's good to know. Thank you,
Oh,
Karen.
Yeah, you had yours at so young, much less, once you get to a certain age, my gosh.
So all
You
that
have to do your
says
own
that
research. You really have to not just depend. Because I even asked my doctor about a multivitamin. She goes, oh, you don't need that if you have a good diet. But sometimes my appetite does not allow me to have a good diet. And a sister told me about, taking black seed oil, but that's a whole other.
Mhm.
Off topic.
No, such great topics, really, really.
Yes,
Especially after Karen just said that what she said about
that's
it being in my
amazing.
body forever. These
I
are
mean,
these are issues that will never die. You know what I'm saying? Concerns that we need to be concerned about consistently. Wow, unbelievable.
say
After
something
I'm sorry, go right ahead. Anybody else want to say something? Add to that?
to do. It's important that you find out what you need in your system. Because back in the day, I'm gonna state
Okay.
it 30, 32, they gave me calcium. And I said, this constipate me. I'm not taking this. And I chose my multi.
That's what constipated. Calcium constipates you?
It did back then. Back then, the army give you these big green pills, like,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let me say this. So when I went this time and got diagnosed, I had arthritis. My triglycerides, my calcium was so low. And if I had did what they told me to do the first time and take those vitamins, it is not the same for each person. You need to have your blood checked and see where your levels are, and you need to take them. But now I have to take a host of 5 vitamins, and I needed them.
Okay.
I needed the calcium. I needed the cod oil. I needed the vitamin E. I had 9 vitamins after my chemo this time. That's how weak my body was. So no,
Wow.
to get a nutrition opinion and change your diet, especially taking the chemicals in, and you need to flush your system. Nobody told me to drink a gallon of water a day.
Oh
Nobody,
my.
I needed more than a month. I learned that late.
Wait, I'm sorry, Karen, you just broke up. After the water, you needed more than what?
I needed more than a multivitamin. I needed calcium. I needed the
Okay.
calcium.
Mm.
For 2 years, the 2 years of chemo, I used to take 4. Now I'm down to 2. My levels so low. My bones was that weak from all the radiation. I should have listened the first time. Is what I'm telling you. Gave me a nutritionist. They gave me vitamins. I did not go to that part of my treatment back in the day. However, it with me later, and it showed up. So to get that checked out. Yes, I don't believe in that because we don't get these soups and do the bones
The
broth.
bone broth.
Yeah, you need all that for your bones after all this stuff, and I was
Yeah.
so, but you live and learn. So I'm passing that on. Water, see what you need nutrition wise. Yes, you do, because our food is not the same. It
Mm.
is,
Can we exchange numbers? Because I need you to educate me on some stuff.
She's amazing. Karen is amazing. She knows. She definitely knows.
oh,
I'm so glad we're sharing this information because it's important. It's
yeah,
definitely important. That's a part of our lifestyle, our everyday living,
Hmm.
and it's good to know. Unfortunately, it's so sad that, you know, it's like you go through it the first time, you got to get educated because you went through it the first time, or even you have a loved one who's been through it. And
Right.
so you learn things. You learn things. And then the second time, it's like, okay, now I know way better than that about this. Now I'm going to do it this way. And you learn even more because you've been through something different. You've been through this before, or you have a loved one who's been through it. So
Hmm.
it's so sad that we have to go through it or know somebody who's been through it to actually start to really grasp it and start to understand it a little bit better. But that's how it is. It's not something that we want to learn how to understand. Unless you're
Right.
there, you don't need to be there, right?
yeah,
Okay.
That's the way people think, you
yeah.
know?
If you ask God, He will answer. Because even last night in my prayer group, I don't know if y'all know Augustine from downtown. I had no idea that he has. I have to call him after this call. He said he has information about great healing, natural vitamins and everything. They
Oh,
are,
please.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I'll give you my number and I'll connect the 3 of us. But
Yeah,
Colette,
Okay.
yeah.
uh,
And Althea does have a little something something too as well on health too. This is very good. We got to do that. We talk about all those wonderful things
Yes.
need to know. So
what?
this one is let's talk about after the appointment begins.
Hmm.
Okay, what should we do? Number one, it says start a file where you can keep copies of all of the test results. Talk about it. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
all of the test results, the medication, the nutrition and therapy tips, and any other information that relates to your type of cancer treatments or healthcare team. I like it. I like it. Keep a record of it, file it, where you can have access to it. You got your own little cancer file.
Mhm.
And believe me, something like that, I even go back to now, you know, something like that, you're just going to need to go back to throughout your lifetime. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Number 2 is keep a running list of any questions that occur to you as you move forward, or side effects or problems that develop, so you can discuss them with your healthcare team.
Yes.
I
Because
love
that
it.
chemo brain, write it down because you may remember it, and and then next week when you're in front of your doctor, you forget it. So I always keep a list.
That's true. That's true. So true. You get right there in front of him, and it's like, he start talking to you, then you only have but maybe
Hmm.
15 minutes. Okay.
Right.
A follow-up visit is no more than 15 minutes. All right. So within that 15-minute period, he's going to be doing all this talking, where you only got to have a short period of time to say what you need to say. So if you write it down, he'll take out the time and he'll answer your questions.
Hmm.
Next thing you know, I walk out the door and I'm like, oh man, I know I forgot to say something.
Right.
It's too late then. I now you gotta make that phone call. Oh, can I speak to him?
Hmm.
Can I leave him a message? Can I email him?
Which
You was
is so
just
hard.
with him. You was just with him. And the last one is talk to your family about what is happening, so they have a better understanding of your disease and how it can affect you physically and psychologically. Okay, so this is totally up to you, what you want to do. Not everybody is ready and prepared to talk to their family about the situation, but if you're not ready and prepared this time, right after or when you're diagnosed, talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody about it. And counseling is fantastic. Let me tell you, I think that counseling should be available throughout your whole lifetime. I don't think
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong with counseling at all, but you need to talk to somebody about it. And you need to pray about it. Pray about the words, what you're going to say, what you need to say. So when you do sit down and you talk to your family, you have some information there with you. You might have to talk to your family. They might have to have like maybe one person. I don't even know if you can do that now. Have one person or two people come to the hospital with you to talk to your family, or do a Zoom call where your doctor can speak with you and your family at the same time, or a conference call so he can explain it if he's not able to go into the hospital with you due to COVID. But you must talk to somebody. You have to share this. It's too much. I know I held on to mine for a few days before I shared it with my family because I couldn't get the words to come out of my mouth. I couldn't say
Hmm.
it. I couldn't say it. So if I can't say it verbally, how can I possibly tell you? Write on a piece of paper? So, and I didn't accept it. You don't have to wait until you have accepted it, but just know that, helping you, having this conversation with somebody else will help you to be able to start to learn how to accept what's going on, and writing it down to yourself, what's happening. I went to my doctor's appointment. They said I need this. And, sometimes it takes time, right? Speak with the office staff about visitors policies to see if you can perhaps bring certain members to an appointment. This is true. I think that's a great idea. But now during COVID, it's very hard to do that. But see if you could bring at least one person. They do. I think when you first diagnosed and you come back to the hospital for your first treatment, they will let you bring somebody with you. Make sure you ask, but they should let you bring somebody with you at that time. And because lots of times we can't say everything that's going on. You could say the cancer, but you don't understand all the other stuff that's happening. It's too much at one time. And this is why it's so important that you have somebody with you when you go in also. Okay. All right. So anybody else want to add something to that? I know we're winding down. We have just a few more minutes left. Anybody want to add something to the
Sure.
after the appointments?
After
Mhm.
I was Christian, and I want to add one more thing. My oncologist that I have now was a scientist first.
Wow.
Before I had Alicia after the cancer, I juiced every day. He said juice saved your life. However, when we do these vitamins and these nutrition, you have to run it by your doctor because your liver does not need to be overwhelmed. Everything that I take, I took in. I want to stress that, Colette. And everything he assigned me was what I
Thank
needed.
you.
Like I take $1,000 worth of calcium, and I take the cod liver oil as a uh, for my triglycerides was very low. Cod liver oil I needed. Omega-3. I'm sorry, I'm saying cod liver, but omega-3 oil I needed.
Mhm.
And he made sure I balanced. He read every bottle and every shake that I take. And he said, eat in moderation because I was worried about weight. And he said, you've been that way for years. So it's not like you blew up again. I blew up the first time heavily because circulation was different. However, he said it matters what we eat and what we drink because nothing's the same anymore. If you're going to juice, you need to do everything in moderation. Some people go juice and juice and juice and don't eat. He said that's not good. You still need to eat in moderation because we lacking nutrition taking all these medicines. I'm gonna end it like that. Yeah.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was excellent. Did you want to add?
Thank you. Because look, the medication I'm taking, sometimes I don't have an appetite, but and I have problems, going to the bathroom and stuff like that. But yeah, a couple people told me juicing is so important. Fiber, just the different vegetables. So thank you.
Definitely. So I can use that blender just to do juicing. Do I have to get a juicer?
Um, yeah, I have both. I have the mixer for my morning shakes and I have a juicer, but I'm not the juicing person, so I go get mine made. I had a lady make it and I freeze part of it and I unthaw it when I need. I did a medicine match. Like I can only do so much green grass. I could do you can't do them every day. Almost do it like a meal. You ever seen somebody say, oh, I was juicing and got sick? Because they only get everybody is not the same. That's why
I
you
didn't
got to
hear
see.
you. Say it again,
Yeah,
Carol.
you cut out.
You cut out.
Oh,
I didn't hear you.
so what I'm saying is, can you hear me now?
Yes, madam
So it's important that you create a balance in your nutrition. For instance, everything you eat in moderation, say like if you had an 8-ounce cup of juice, you had applesauce, it matters. The balance matter. You can't just juice when you're on medicine. You can't just fast when you're on medicine. You have to create a balance, a chemical balance, because our food is not the same. We used to eat a serving of spinach and it had all this iron in it. It's not like that no more. Everything's different and full of this and that. So that's why you got to create everything through your nutritionist. What's best for you that matches your medicine. Very important. And
I
it's
have to
very,
get a nutritionist.
yeah, it's very important because this time I included turmeric too much and it didn't match one of my medicines. So he said, you could cook with it, but you can't take this. You can do the ginger, you can't take that. You can't drink green juice every day. Juicing is important, but he laid it out for me. And he said, bring all your shakes in and your supplements. He took out no fillers in your supplement. I don't care who it is. I ordered mine and it's fine.
Yeah,
So
it's so
bone broth,
important.
yeah. So I had all those questions down.
Is that woman that juices for you? Does she take clients and is she in the boroughs?
She's in Jersey. Yes, she does. Sheila Allen. She's one of our sisters in
Oh, I know
Jersey.
she a Daryl Allen. I know Sheila and Daryl. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll hit
we
her up on
all.
Facebook.
Yeah. So I'll tell her to. She has Sheila makes my
And
juice. I freeze it. I used to drink it every day, and he had to cut it because he said you could take this by the teaspoon now. When I really needed it, it was good. But now I take maybe an ounce and I do the ginger. I can rotate now because I know my body. Hazel makes my ginger juice. Sorry. And
you know what I've been
Sheila,
doing? Oh, okay.
I don't know why my thing doing that. I'm sorry.
That's so good. That
You
is
know
so
what I've been
good.
doing to boost my immune system? My this was going to be my home health aide. That was my mom's home health aide. She told me to take ginger, garlic, and some organic lemon, and
Yep,
juice it with some spring water, and I take that every morning,
yeah,
and to boost my immune system. Because my mom is from South America, and she used to drink ginger before she
yeah,
passed, and I wondered why. It settles my stomach.
yeah, yeah.
Ginger is
You just
Hmm.
good.
got to know your levels when you're taking the chemo. You got to know your levels so you won't have the runs, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
now I can practically do whatever. So I switch it up on my own. But while I was taking medicine, I took everything in and he helped me balance it out. I used to drink the green juice Sheila made. Now I drink green juice some days, carrot juice some days, beets some days. I could switch up. But before, when I was on the chemo, he let me know a lot of things shouldn't pass through your liver at the same time. Oh,
Wow, that's good to know. And if
yeah.
and just because you hear the word natural doesn't mean that you can take it along with your medications.
I
Hmm.
You got to check that. You got to make sure you talk to your doctor about whatever it is that you want to take, even if it's natural. Can I take it with my medication? Turmeric cannot be taken with blood thinners.
okay.
Right.
I'm on a blood thinner because my blood thinner is thinning my blood, so I won't get blood clots. Turmeric
Hmm.
is 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 doing just the opposite of it's definitely it's affecting my medication. So I'm like, oh my goodness. I he's like, you can't take that. You can't take them two together, but turmeric is natural. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
But for me, anything that's affecting when it comes to blood thinners and my heart medicine, I cannot take all of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, you learn. Just because it's natural, just because it came out the ground, you still need to talk to your doctor if you're on a certain type of medication. But they need to
Okay.
know that you're going to be taking this along with that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah. So thank you, beautiful ladies. We are definitely winding it down. Thank you so much
Hmm.
just for having this conversation, talking about these questions. I'm so grateful that we was able to go through all the questions and everything.
Yes.
And we know that it is cervical cancer awareness month. And so
Hmm.
we have all these different events that have come up, but me and Karen is going to be doing a show on Block Talk Radio
Oh,
for
wow.
miracles during cancer, and I'm excited.
Wow.
That was her idea.
Oh my, that's wonderful.
That was her idea, and how our doctors were amazed when our God stepped in. They said this and this would happen, and our God said, "Oh no, this and this is going to happen." So I'm encouraged by that. And I'm really, really excited that we have this opportunity to have these conversations. Every Saturday, we have our physically challenged and women's cancer support prayer group, which is
Hmm.
from on Saturdays from 1:30 to 2:30. That meeting ID number is 892-8963-0583. That's 892-8963-0583. And the passcode is 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
Easy
And
enough.
if you want to call in to join the group, it's 929-205-6099. 929-205-6099. And we have this group. It's encouraging, inspiring, and definitely glorifying to God. And it is hosted and sponsored by the National Cervical Cancer Coalition, Safe for Life Cancer Corporation. Miss Allen's Patty Cake is one of our partnering organizations, as well as the Bowl Buddy program with Montefiore Hospital. And it's organized and facilitated with members from the New York City Church of Christ. First and foremost, the leader of that is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Okay, so if you want to join us, please do join us then, and help us. Let us help you by providing that support for you as well. Any last words you want to say, Karen, before we go?
Just that nutrition matters, guys. I'm telling you, that's it for me. It matters. Water and nutrition matter. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And getting that support that you need to have matters, right? So we are doing what we normally do. Save for Life Cancer Talk Radio, making a difference in your community today because tomorrow may be too late. Please join us again. We have so many different events coming up for the New York City Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. You can go to www.saved4lifecancercorp.org if you want to see our calendar or participate in the events or for resources and information. And you also go to www.nccc-online.org for HPV and cervical cancer information as well and resources. You can also visit Miss Allen's Patty Cake. That will definitely help you out for children, activities and educational support. And what's that website again, Karen?
YouTube, Miss Allen's Patty Cake. It's on YouTube.
You could just Google it and all of the information will come up. She's everywhere, y'all. She's everywhere, educating our community and our children. We love you. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I pray you have a wonderful and incredible day. And thank you so much just for taking the time to be with us.
Okay, take care, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.